Welcome to the Jaguar King podcast. I'm your host, Armin. I talk everything Jaguars football, usually in tiers. So if you like anything Jaguars or anything NFL related, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. It really helps my channel grow. And without further ado, in this week's episode, we did it, Jacksonville. Operation Take is officially complete. The Jaguars reached their lowest point in the season, 14-game losing streak, and just got thrashed by Mitch Trubisky and the Bears. But it was worth it because we secured the bag. The Jets, now finally realizing that they haven't won a game all season, won the last 2 weeks, beating two playoff caliber teams, giving Jacksonville the first overall pick of the 2021 NFL Draft officially. And by doing this, they obviously give Jaguars a chance to pick Trevor Lawrence, possibly the best QB prospect coming out since Andrew Luck. Watching this game felt incredibly weird as a Jaguars fan. I've never in my life rooted against them. The ref would throw a flag and I'd be like, hey, that's not holding. And then I'd be like, wait, it is holding. Yeah, it is holding. The Jaguars actually gave us a scare and were competitive in the first half. Mike Glennon came on and looked like the QB who gives us the best chance to win. And he actually looked pretty competent in the first half, putting together some drives. DJ Shark even got a target thrown his way for once and came down with a beautiful catch. Just imagine when Trevor Lawrence is throwing that ball and his beautiful hair is flapping in the breeze. The score was 10-10, and before the half ended, we got to witness some beautiful football. With about 30 seconds left and the Bears on the Jaguars' 12-yard line, Mitch Trubisky goes full Mitch on this one. He scrambles around for about 20 yards looking for someone open. He points to Allen Robinson to hit the corner as if there's not 8 defenders around him, and then he softly lobs it up in the end zone, and Oren Sherber comes down with an interception. After seeing that awful throw and listening to Rich Gannon comment the game in pure disgust, Mike Glennon says, hold my beer, and goes out there and throws a dart right to Raekwon Smith, who actually nearly gives it back to Jacksonville, fumbling the ball around and nearly loses his arm in the process. Then with 7 seconds left and a field goal range with a timeout under their belt, the Bears are trying to get a little bit closer for an easier field goal kick, and Jacksonville Jaguars decide to just give it to them, and they line up everybody 20 yards off the ball. You might be thinking, all right, Jaguars definitely just went full tank there. But trust me, they weren't. That's just Todd Wash's defense. The second half was all the Chicago Bears. They ran away with the victory. The Jaguars couldn't get a stop. They couldn't move the ball on offense. And after seeing that Mike Glennon was going to finish his game and there was no possibility of seeing Minshew come in, I decided to flip the game over to the Jets and Browns game and watch them eat a W. We ended with a loss, but we ultimately got the victory, and we for sure secured the first overall pick. So going into the next week, we don't have to worry much. We can actually root for the Jacksonville Jaguars to win. In the Jaguars' 26 years of existence, they have never gotten the first overall pick. And there's no better time to do it than this year because of the prospect that Trevor Lawrence is at QB. He is clearly the best QB coming out for the 2021 draft. We don't have to go back and forth and argue which QB we should pick. It should be Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and talk about if we should stick with Minshew and look for an offensive lineman that high in the draft. We don't have to pull out our binoculars like we're at the NFL Combine, slam popcorn, talking about 40 times and throwing trajectories and mechanics. Trevor Lawrence is the guy this year. And some will say don't get too excited because Trevor Lawrence still hasn't declared for the NFL draft, but really, what has he got left to prove at Clemson? And hear me out, Trevor, because I'm assuming you're listening, because 2 weeks ago you were going to the Jets, now all of a sudden you're going to the Jaguars, and you're probably frantically Googling what the hell is Jacksonville all about. Well, let me help you out. I don't live in Jacksonville, but I visited plenty of times, so I'm assuming that makes me qualified to talk about this. Here are 5 reasons you should declare for the 2021 NFL Draft. First, obviously being the weather. Jacksonville has beautiful weather all year round, and some may complain about the humidity, but you have a beautiful head of hair that I'm sure you want to take care of, and you don't want a dry scalp. Plus, if you stay another year, you risk some psycho in a frat bust cutting your hair for fun at a party. Second, you look like a guy who likes to surf. Well, you have the whole Atlantic Ocean to your disposal. Third, it is home to my favorite Indian restaurant in the United States. The fourth, being no state income tax and relatively low cost of living. Going back to college, you risk making no money and you risk injury. If you declare for the draft, you're a first overall pick, you get a huge contract, and you get to keep a larger percent of your money. Pretty enticing, huh? If that's not enough, we have an owner that may or may not care about this team, and nobody wants to work for a boss who's constantly up their ass 24/7. Come to the Jaguars, where the owner's mustache is the only thing we see from him all season. If that's not enough, I'll think of more to convince you, and you guys can leave comments below on why Trevor should pick Jacksonville. Just because he's the bona fide first overall pick, it does not mean he's going to be the best QB of that draft class in the future. Much success of any QB in the NFL is the situation they're in. That's why QBs who are picked later or even after the first round are successful, is because they usually end up on a better team with a better coaching staff. But when they're on a team with a first overall pick, well, they were first overall for a reason, and they got a lot of work to do to build a good team around you. But Jacksonville is in a really good position because not only do they have the first overall pick to get Trevor, but we have 12 picks and a ton of cap space to help him out. So Shad Khan's GM/new head coach hire will be incredibly crucial to the success of Trevor Lawrence. I'm afraid they'll mess it up, so I've actually sent my resume over to them. Hopefully they get back to me soon. Thank you all for watching. Let me know down below in the comment section how you feel now that the take is complete and that we officially have the first overall pick. Never thought I'd be rooting for the first overall, but now that we got it, I'm actually excited about our future. Next week, we got a chance to end the Colts playoffs hopes and punch stupid Phillip Rivers in the face, which would help the Browns get to the playoffs, who just lost to the Jets, which helped us get the first overall pick. So hopefully we can get it done. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. Your support means a lot to me. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you for the preview.